Shalom, and thank you for joining us here today on the Higher Learning Network. I have a young lady that was so popular on the show, we had to have her back. I've gotten so many calls, and thank you for all you pet owners and pet lovers for calling us and requesting this phenomenal entrepreneur. Her name is Colleen C. Berg. She is the owner and baker of Colleen's Sweet Treats and More. Welcome back, Colleen.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy schedule, because I know the pets and the people keep you so busy.
They keep me jumping.
The last time you were on the show, we talked about your other business, which was sweaters and sweets.
Correct.
Now you also have another business, Colleen's Sweet Treats and More.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Colleen's Sweet Treats and More is my people bakery.
Your people bakery.
Yes.
So the other bakery was
pets.
for pets, and this is for people like
This
us.
one's for people.
Okay.
This is the good stuff.
Okay.
Yes, Colleen's Sweet Treats and More. We make your basic confectionery treats. You know, cookies, bars, brownies, cupcakes, cake pops, cakes. But we make them for the unrestricted diet, as well as making them for diabetics. And for people who suffer from some of the food allergies and digestive allergies like gluten or wheat or dairy, eggs. So we work in those areas where they're not being met.
Okay, now you said something about sweets for diabetics.
Yes.
Because I know sugar is a big issue if you're a diabetic. So, because I once had a godmother who made an awesome sweet potato pie, but she was diabetic, and she said she couldn't eat that pie, even though she did eat it, and every time she ate it, she got sick. So you're telling me that you make desserts,
Yes.
sweets, and treats for people who are diabetics?
Yes.
That is awesome.
I've seen candy stores over the years for diabetic candy stores, which is great if you're a kid.
Right.
But how many adults want,
Yeah.
you know, a lollipop or,
I
know,
do. I love lollipops.
well, you know,
I'm
yeah,
the
but not
exception
all
to
the
rule. Yeah,
time,
no.
you know, and or the holidays.
Right.
You're
You
gonna-
don't want to
You're not
sucker.
gonna, yeah.
No.
That's not fair. That's not
No,
very
it's
nice.
not.
They want the same thing. So I make a variety of sugar-free for the diabetic, but along with that, I use the flours that are low in gluten, because carbohydrates turn to sugar in the body. So if I can lower the number of carbohydrates in the treat along with eliminating the sugar, that gives them a little more free reign. So maybe they can have 2 cookies instead of 1.
Okay. So how do you know what is the limit? How much sugar you're supposed to have if you are a diabetic?
You know,
How does that work?
honestly, I'm not sure. Each person's individual.
Okay.
And so it's
okay.
based on how their blood sugar reacts.
Okay.
Some are too low, some are too high.
Oh.
So that's what the insulin does. It regulates their bodies. But I know if through the research that we've done, as long as they're sugar-free and the lower the carbs, the better, then you've got a great treat for a diabetic.
Okay. Now, how did this come about? What made you like to cook? You like to eat? Kids bugging you, Mom, we need something
Clearly, I
sweet?
like to eat.
How did that come? This is America, honey. Who doesn't like to eat? Join the club.
Actually, it was kind of an interesting story. I used to sell cars for Rose and Mazda in Waukegan.
Wait a minute. You used to sell cars?
Yes.
As in driving an automobile?
Yes,
Are
yes.
you serious? You went from cars to bakery?
Yeah, I told you it was interesting.
I'd love to hear this story.
So I used to sell cars. Every Christmas, every December, you know, somewhere right before Christmas, I always had a big cookie day at my house where I'd have friends filter in and out all weekend long with their kids, and we'd make tons and tons and tons of cookies. And they would take a bunch of stuff home, but I was still left with 8, 10, 12 huge mounds of trays of cookies. And so I took it all to work.
Okay.
and said, I know it'll get eaten at the dealership.
Okay.
I'll put it on the showroom floor, it'll be gone. The guys loved it. They would devour that stuff in a hot second.
Guys?
The guys, the other
See, 'cause
salesmen.
you don't think that men eat sugar the
Oh,
way
they're
women
terrible.
do.
Oh,
Are
they're
you serious?
horrible. Oh my gosh, they're horrible. I would bring in 10 trays filled with cookies. They'd be gone by noon. Yeah. No, they're terrible, terrible.
Men eat sugar like
Yes,
that. I never knew that.
absolutely.
I always just thought it was women because a lot of times I talk to guys or, even when we have food here, nobody eats the cake or the cookies.
No, they do.
I'm shocked.
They
That's
do.
good to know.
At least they do in a dealership.
Okay.
So-
Gotcha. Well, they got to
did
keep their
there.
energy up.
They
Okay.
did there.
Wow.
So one of the guys at one point, very nice gentleman, he was a Romanian, he was just the funniest thing, but he told me that I was in the wrong business and that I should be opening a bakery because my treats are so wonderful.
Really?
Yes. And so it became the big joke for a while. The car salesman baker. So it was the joke of the store for a while. And then I began to think about it and I thought, well, why not? But then I
Okay.
thought, bakeries are really a dime a dozen. So what would make me stand out if I did do that?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I know lots of diabetics. And so I started researching diabetic treats, and through that was how I found hooked into the gluten. That the lower the gluten, the lower the carbs, the better for the diabetic. And I thought, well, if we're going to do that, we might as well do the gluten safe.
Okay.
They're allowed 2 parts per million, so there's very specific law written for gluten-free treats, so it's easy to manufacture. And so I thought, well, if we're going to do one, we might as well do the other. And then I thought, well, so what about the other allergies? We're just going to ignore them?
Right.
So
Got the gluten. Don't
pretty
care about
soon,
the
yeah, we got the gluten, we got the sugar. So then we moved into dairy-free and wheat-free and egg-free. And I have a woman who buys vegan treats from me. I make special vegan treats for her.
Really?
Yes. So we got into all of it. I actually have been working with the FDA for a little over a year now. So as soon as I get all the funding and everything in place, they've already designed my floor plan. So it'll actually be a bakery with 3 or 4 separate kitchens in it. Because of the allergies, you have to keep some things separate.
Oh, okay.
Like the nut-free, I can't get into nut-free until I can open my own store so that I can make a sealed off room with its own ventilation, own water source, and all of its own supplies so that there's no chance of cross-contamination.
Oh.
So that nobody can get sick because they're so dangerous and they're so scary. But there's nothing for the kids at school. Nothing. Some of the grocery stores.
Oh my goodness.
Some of the grocery stores, they make nut-free or gluten-free, but the stickers say right on it, may still contain gluten, may still contain nuts, because it's all made in the same facility.
Processed, right? Because I look on the back
Right.
of products sometime and you'll see just what you just said.
Yes.
Yeah. This
Still
could've
contains,
been peanuts or milk or sugar or whatever.
Well, even things like Jelly Bellies, there's peanut oil and stuff. So
Really?
there's a lot of stuff. Soy sauce has gluten in it. I never would have thought of that.
Soy sauce has gluten?
Soy
Are
sauce
you
has
serious?
gluten. People with a gluten allergy can't use soy sauce.
How would you know
I
if
was
you
very
have
surprised.
a gluten allergy? You break out of something, I'm
Well, it's more of a stomach issue. It's a
Oh.
digestive issue.
sure. Oh,
So,
okay.
you know there's
Okay.
something going on. You go to the doctor, they do their tests and, find it. Because sometimes it's wheat, sometimes it's gluten.
Okay. So one of your Romanian co-workers, and by the way, I have a Romanian godbrother.
Okay.
And his wife makes the most awesome Romanian purple salad. I don't know what it's called, but it's purple. I think it's got beets or something in it, and it
Neat.
is awesome. So he told you to do this, and you took him.
Yeah. He said, here's what you need to do. And he had owned businesses in the past himself.
Oh.
So he said, this is really feasible. And then one day, one of my previous customers who had bought 3 cars from me in that year, he came in the store and I was talking to him and he was talking about something and I said, what is it you do? Because, okay, you bought 3 cars from me.
Yeah, I
I
was
know
about
your
to ask
whole
you the
life
question,
story.
right.
I know your whole life story, but not what you do. So it turned out that he helps manufacture and put together small businesses.
Oh.
Helps to get them started.
Really?
So he got me on my path. And so that got me started. And from there, I found more help, more avenues, more that you could get involved in and find out, like the SBA, Small Business Assistance. College of Lake County in Lake County, Illinois.
Okay.
They have a program called Small Business Development Center, where they will take you through step by step on how to do your business plan. They'll help you with, not get you funding, but help you to get set up and ready for it. But the very first thing that everybody does, that he did and that the Small Business Development Center did with me, was take me through this 5-page checklist to see if it was a feasible business. See, is this a responsible business to start? Is this going to go somewhere? Is it useful? Right now there are tons of cupcake bakeries.
Yes, there are.
Tons. And who does not love a cupcake? I for sure do.
I do.
I could eat cupcakes all day long.
Any kind. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Exactly. The problem is they're only selling cupcakes. First of all, they're only selling cupcakes for the unrestricted diet. Second of all, they're cupcake bakeries, and everything goes through in a craze. Everything's going to phase through, and then it'll be something else will be the new craze. I mean, cake pops were the craze. They were a short-lived craze, but they were the craze for a little while.
Because I've never even heard of cake pops.
And they're fun. It's like a bite. Well, it's a bite size. It's almost like a bite-sized cake on a stick.
Oh, okay.
Then you can do all kinds of fun stuff with them.
Okay.
But they don't touch anybody else. I've got friends who have kids who have nut allergies, and they have to take off work to go to school for these events, for the school parties, class parties, whatever. And the other kid, they can't participate in what the other kids are getting because of their gluten allergies, their nut allergies, their wheat allergies. One of my boys, he's allergic to chocolate. Now that one's a little easier. They bring vanilla. You just don't bring chocolate chip brownies or something, or chocolate cupcakes. You bring vanilla or strawberry or something. But some of these other ones are very, very dangerous. So my goal is to get a store open and encompass all of these allergies so that we can reach everybody.
You will be like to the animal world like what Garrett is to the popcorn world. I can see it now. People are lined up around the block, going around the corner. Don't you think? I think so.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
So when your coworker told you that and you started the process, was that kind of scary for you moving out?
Did
you have to step out of your comfort zone? You were comfortable selling cars?
I love selling cars. I love selling cars. It's so much fun.
I always wanted to do that. I just thought it would be fun.
I love it. You got to be a total type A personality and love to chat. I've got that covered.
Yeah.
So, no, I did, definitely, because it was scary.
And how long did you sell cars?
I'm a single mom. I sold cars for 3 years. Prior to that, I was a mortgage broker, and I owned a cleaning, painting, and carpentry business. But when the world crashed in 2007, I lost all those things. So I moved into cars.
Okay.
And then sold cars for a little over 3 years, and then started these bakeries.
Wow.
So it's,
do you ever take your coworkers back some cookies or treats or anything like that?
I talked to my former coworkers. I talk to a couple of them still, but I don't live near the dealership, so I don't go that direction.
Well, what about the Romanian guy? Did you send him something in the mail?
He calls me every now and then.
Does he?
So yeah, I think he calls to make sure that I'm not going to sell cars and be his competition again. But he calls every now and then.
Oh, wow. I can see this now. Cakes and cars.
Cakes and cars. There you go.
Cakes and cars. Hey,
that would be fun.
Could make something out of it. You never know.
There are stranger things out there.
Yes, there are, but none stranger than Colleen Seberg, owner and baker of Colleen Sweet Treats and More. If you just tuned in and you're hungry, then if you got a sweet tooth, you really need to listen to this show, because I have never heard of a bakery that specializes in what you specialize in.
Yeah, there's not much out there. And I work.
I can imagine.
We've made some of these gluten-free treats, and I've gone, oh my God, that's disgusting. Thrown it away and started again.
Really?
Some of them taste very corn I've eaten some things that are very, very dry or taste like cornbread. I do not want a cupcake with frosting that tastes like cornbread. It's awful.
So you have to do a lot of
So
experimenting.
it's a lot of playing around with the food and making sure you still have the right levels of things in there. So that one's definitely been a little tricky.
Wow. So what's your average day like?
My average day?
If there is such a thing.
I don't have an average day.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a single mom. I have 5 kids. 3 are still in the house. My two oldest boys are out on their own. My 2 youngest boys are in high school. And then my daughter just graduated college.
Oh, wow, you've got two in high school.
2 in high school
prayers
still.
are with you, girl. And running a business too.
You know what? But that's what's nice because I run it from home. You know, so I'm there to be the team mom for the lacrosse team. I'm there for all the football fundraisers. You know, so I get to be a part of everything, which is something I couldn't do when selling cars because of the crazy hours.
And long. I was about to say very long hours. I'm sure.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I didn't mind them other than being away from the boys. You know, they need their mom around.
Right.
Whether they like it or not.
Right. Because kids need there. And then they see what you're doing. And chances are they may want to become an entrepreneur as well. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Actually, my 16-year-old Brendan is talking about going into business law so that he can be my business attorney.
Okay, yes, because you're definitely going to need one. So what type of variety and flavors and things, because this is for people, this is not for the other business you have.
Not for the pets, no.
For the pets.
No, this one's for people. This one's all people all the time.
All people all the time. So what are some of the favorites that people like? Your hottest selling items.
Hottest selling, you know, cupcakes, of course, because it's such a craze right now.
Okay. Do you
biscotti.
have biscotti?
People seem to really like biscotti.
Really?
I'm not a biscotti fan. I don't like things
Neither
that crunchy. But people really like biscotti. And I make them for gluten-free and wheat-free and sugar-free, and we do them all.
So you make like coconut and lemon and red devil and
everything.
Cheesecake, I don't know.
All the flavors, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Whatever flavor's out there, we'll make it.
How do you live and eat sugar?
I actually don't eat much of what I bake.
I would be going out of my mind.
You know, again, it's an online bakery. So
but still, you have to cook it.
Well, yes, I bake
Prepare
in a commercial kitchen and then ship it right out.
Wow. So do you
try not to keep it in the house too long?
Do you actually, you know, back in the day when Mom was cooking?
Oh,
you'd
I'm
lick the
terrible.
spoon?
Oh God, yeah, I'm terrible. That's why I don't eat anything I bake because I clean the spoons.
Okay, you don't have to. You've already had
exactly. It. Oh no, I'm awful.
Oh wow, that's what that sounds
Lick the
like.
beaters.
It's like you get to be a kid every day. How awesome is that?
It is. It's really fun. And I get my kids in there and they help out. We had I had a huge order of these big baskets. 37 big baskets that an orthodontist ordered from me for Christmas to give to the dentists that had been giving him referrals. So I had these huge baskets, 44 treats in each basket. I had 37 baskets to do. I had my kids on an assembly line.
I'm sure.
They were sitting there with piles of things, just bagging, tying, making things pretty.
Wow.
And getting these baskets packed up. It took forever. I mean, it was so much fun. We laughed hysterically, and we had a great time. But 3 o'clock in the morning came, and nobody could see straight.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I was never so grateful to have somebody pick up that order.
Were they eating while they were packing and wrapping? You needed sugar.
We did. Oh God, did we? No, but we certainly went through a lot of Pepsi.
Okay.
Pepsi definitely took a toll that night. No, they're actually pretty good. There's a few treats that I make all the time because people really go after those. You know, like the sugar cookies, the cutout cookies. I make cutout butter cookies or cutout sour cream
One of my
cookies.
favorites.
Peanut butter cutouts.
Oh, wow.
You know, we do them all. The peanut butter and jelly thumbprints. Those are great. Peanut butter and jelly thumbprints. You know what a thumbprint is? It's a round cookie. You know the cookies that you see a lot at Christmas? It's like peanut butter with the Hershey's Kiss that's been pushed in the top of the ball, so
Oh,
it kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
switches it out.
Yeah.
It's the same idea. You make the ball, and then you push your thumb down in it, and then you put jelly in it.
Oh,
And so
really?
it becomes, yeah.
Little jelly.
Yeah,
Get
it's
out of
good. It's good.
Sounds like you could have that for breakfast instead of toast.
There you go.
Wow,
You could at least have it for a snack.
that's unique.
Yeah,
I
so they're
love
fun.
it.
So we do lots of fun stuff. We've had some incredibly funny disasters.
Disasters.
Oh gosh, I was making. Well, I wasn't. I was attempting to make a diabetic icing, and I had this recipe to make my own confectioner's sugar to make this icing. You could have used that stuff to mortar your house. It was terrible. We couldn't spread it. It was just. Oh, it was awful.
Worse
it was
than
so
spackle.
fun. Oh, way worse than spackle. Nothing was getting through this. It was so
Oh, my
funny.
goodness.
But you know what? We have such a good time doing it. I mean, the disasters are the best
You
part.
just didn't
Yeah.
know it. Do you ever take video or take pictures of the process when you guys are in the assembly line? Kind of thing?
Oh
Do you
yeah,
do?
absolutely.
You know what? I think that would be great for your viewers. Well, your eaters or clients, whatever you want to call them.
Whoever, the general
I
public.
think that would be great to add to post on some type of social media to show them actually what goes on behind the scene and
Yes.
how their product came to be. I think that would
We
be
do.
excellent.
I have a start-stop video on my website.
Okay.
So it shows each and every little turn of the hand. It's like 1,000 pictures or something
Okay.
on how to make. And it's a gluten-free cookie that I was making in that one.
Oh,
So that was kind of
wow.
fun. Chocolate cherry chip, gluten-free, good stuff.
Chocolate cherry chip.
We were
that sounds
doing.
interesting.
I did one of my boys, Colin's 8th grade dance last year, and I did the treats for it, and I have pictures of the kids sitting at the tables, dipping cake pops and decorating cookies, painting on, because we actually paint on the cookies. So we do some of the traditional, using the royal icing and just filling in the lines kind of thing, but we also freehand paint. So we have a really good time.
Wow, that sounds like
My oldest son, his wife, she's an artist.
Oh.
So she makes some fantastic designs. She's so good. So it's a blast working with her.
Wow, that is so special. I love it. It sounds like a family business.
It is. It is.
And it sounds like something that you could leave to your kids
Oh, absolutely.
as well.
That would be the plan. I'm hoping.
Yes. What would you tell our viewers who are watching this show who are thinking of, they're not quite sure of what they want to do with themselves? Jobs are scarce, and it's like we all have a natural gift, talent, and ability. That's one of the things that we really focus here on the Higher Learning Network, is that you've got a special something that only you can do it very well. And COLLEEN is just a shining example of that. COLLEEN Seberg is my guest here today, owner and baker of COLLEEN Sweet Treats and More. What would you tell the viewer who may be watching and they want to do something, but they just don't have the courage to move forward? And I know you had that experience as you left the car dealership going into the bakery
Yeah,
business.
I was
so
nervous.
what would you tell them?
I was definitely nervous. Find something you really, really enjoy. My daughter had started out in pre-med and wound up an English major. So,
Really?
But English is her niche.
Oh.
English is what excites her. It's what she has fun with, and now she wants to go into editing and publishing. But for anybody else out there, I would say find your niche, whatever it may be, whether you think it's silly or not.
And speaking of silly or not, did anyone ever tell you that what you were about to embark on was silly?
Oh, I've had both ends of the spectrum. I've had people say that's impossible, you're never going to succeed because of the niche market, because of the allergies and stuff. And I thought, how can you not with the FDA?
Right.
So the FDA testing your product, and they were helping me with telling me exactly what I needed to do for the build out. They've been great. And then I've had other bigger businessmen look at me and say, why aren't you going straight to commercial? Go right into putting your stuff in the grocery stores. And I thought, where's the fun in that?
Oh.
I like community. I like
Okay.
people. My dream for my bakery would be to get my bakery open, have a section of the bakery that's kind of teen friendly with some video games and stuff so the teens can hang out, set up a special coupon for them, and also have, like, the other side of the bakery, have, I want to put up a decorating stand so the kids can buy a plain allergy-free cookie and decorate it themselves.
Oh, wow.
So their
I
moms
like
can.
that idea.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that
I
fun?
like
So their
that.
moms can sit around and chit chat, and the kids can do their thing.
That's awesome.
So I thought that would be really fun. So I like to have things interactive.
That's certainly interactive.
Yeah, I like
Okay.
to be a part of community. I like
Wonderful.
to be involved.
I love it. Well,
great.
we've got a few minutes left. I've thoroughly enjoyed sitting here chatting with you today, Colleen. Oh my goodness, I can't wait till the show is over so we can go and have some treats. But I want you to give a closing comment to our viewing audience on. I got cookies in my brain. I can't think right now. I'm seeing cupcakes and cookies and just sugars just running. I can't even think straight. I just want to run out into the green room.
Yeah, I took sugar.
Oh, and I haven't even had the sugar yet. So give our audience a closing thought.
A closing thought. If there's something out there that you think you want to do, start investigating. You can go online and find checklists to see if it's a responsible, reasonable business to start. And if it is, move forward.
And join businesses that can help you move forward, like iTex.
Absolutely. Oh, iTex has been fantastic.
Karen, we thank you. Karen Kelly is our broker from iTex. That's how we met. And if you haven't got the money, don't worry about it. You don't need money. You need barter dollars. You need to get in with iTex. So iTex, I think you said, has been very good to you.
iTex has been incredibly good for me. Very, very exciting to be a part of. I was terrified at first, and I took the plunge, and I am so grateful I did.
And I am so grateful you showed up today.
Thank you.
Because we got to end this show because we got to go have some of Colleen's sweet treats and more. So thank you so much for joining us here today on the Higher Learning Network. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to more higher learning. Now we got to go get some sugar, girl. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much, sweetie.
Thank
I
you.
greatly appreciate that. All right. Oh, that was so much fun.
Hi, my name is Colleen. I am the owner and baker of Colleen's Sweet Treats and More. Thank you for watching us on Higher Learning Network.